It's known as one of the loudest stadiums in sports for a reason. And it'll only get louder as the collective 12th man starts cheering for their Seahawks. Welcome to Lumen Field in Seattle. Jake Moody now ready to get this one started. And away we go from Lumen Field. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. We have a timeout now for somebody shaken up on the previous play, and as they work on him, his teammates hoping this doesn't keep him out of the postseason. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. The drive will start with a run by Charbonnet. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Takes the handoff, now to throw. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. He's going to throw this one. That's caught for the first. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. They gain 14 on the play. And the Seahawks will have a 1st down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Hit my analog stick by accident.
On 1st down, this is Charbonnet. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Pick it up. You're embarrassing it.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Another carry for Charbonnet. And he's able to get it past midfield and down onto the 49er side. Call it a gain of 6, and they need only 2 now on 3rd down.
The humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
3rd and just 2 to go. Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And it's 4th and short. We'll see if they go for it. Punt team is on now, and they get this away. That's taken on the 7. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Officially a 55-yard launch. And the 49ers will go on offense. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun here. They'll get it to Brandon Ayuk. And he's going to be brought down after getting this up to the 22.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
2nd and 3 now. They go play action here. He puts some air under this one, deep right. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done, incomplete.
With the pressure, boy, that sped that whole play up, and it opened up a wide range of outcomes. A hurried throw almost ended up an interception. And that wasn't until after they almost brought him down behind the line for a sack.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. He'll look to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he pushes it up across the 30 before going out. That's good for 7 yards. And it brings up a San Francisco 1st down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's a money down. Nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
On the ground, this is Isaac Arindo. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41.
I'm worried about preserving the health of my players.
A split second, all that kept the defense from making a stand right there. It's amazing, man. This game of inches and split-second reactions. A nice bit of burst, surge forward for enough to go get that first by a couple before they could finally drag him down.
1st down, and they go right back to him. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that game. Julian Love bringing that one to an end. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Second down now, 7 to go. They'll throw it. He lofts it deep left. This is brought in at the 15. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. Flushed out of the pocket. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
Look at how well the coverage held up on that play. Even as the QB escapes the pocket and buys extra time, the secondary, well, they got real sticky, stay tight, and force the throw away.
So the incompletion on 1st. Here's 2nd and goal. Looking for a throw here. Touchdown, San Francisco. Well, whether he stays the go-to guy the entire game, we will all judge together. But no doubt about it, on that opening drive, Brock, he was the star. Bunch of catches and a touchdown to begin this one.
Yeah, I think this is twofold. Number one, you love to get this guy started.
That was the cloud say.
He's a difference maker. Number two, this defense, well, they better be on high alert, because this offense feels like they have a matchup they can attack, and that time attack a 3rd time for 6.
Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. Returning it from the 4. And this drive will start inside the 25. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Oh, he put everything he had into that throw. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete. pickup on that throw. And it sets up second down.
The ability to track the ball, right? Ball skills isn't just knocking it away, and that's a beautiful job there, Kate. But ball skills is also being able to track a ball on a deeper throw like that. If he doesn't swat it away, we're looking at a huge gain.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. This is Charbonnet heading right. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that first down.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Third and a lone yard coming up. Again, it's Charbonnet. And this time they won't surrender anything. They wrap him up at the line.
Walked right through.
Stop for no gain on the play, and that'll bring up 4th and 2. So another punt coming up. Michael Dixon back out there. And the coverage team is there as he fields it.
We're not playing some of our starters, but I still expect competency.
That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And they'll get ready to go on offense. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Garindo running between the tackles. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
First down, ball at the 36. They motion a receiver left. Going to the ground again on first. And they bring him down after he ran through him up to the 43. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it.
What's up, everybody?
He feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Here's Garindo again. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
First and 10. Ball set up at the 48. Man in motion out of the slot. They'll go right back to Garindo. And they take him down after just a small gain on the...
I can't really stop him from getting a high draft pick.
We're back, and it's 49ers football.
Regardless of what I do.
They're advancing it well as they face 2nd down. Trying an inside give to Garindo. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. Running back sent in motion left. 3rd and long for him here. And that one's too far in front of him, so now they're facing 4th down.
You know, there's not a lot of tight ends who are true weapons this far down the field. Not a lot of cover guys who can match up with them in terms of size. They tried to get it to him in a spot where he could win it, but no connection to be made.
I gotta see what some of these other guys got in offices. Let me see what this quarterback got.
They're out and set. 1st and 10. Throwing now from the gun. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball out.
Shifting the safeties ball from one side to the other side. Probably nothing wrong with it. It looks weird because a spot that should be open is not open no more because of manual movement.
Looking to the air here. Mechie hauls it in. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. They get an even 10 on that play. And it sets up Seattle with 1st down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
It is caught left side. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Still sticking with the passing game. He puts some air under a deep throw to the left. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Hit arrived as the ball did to break things up. So it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
On 2nd down, a run with Charbonnet. And he's able to reach that midfield stripe after some solid running. A solid 8-yard gain there, and now they're going to have 3rd and 2.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Straight ahead with Charbonnet. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That's one of those plays, Kate, as an offense that just sticks with you a little bit. It bothers you that you just can't convert on a very manageable down and distance. And on the other side, it sure gives you some confidence defensively to get off the field.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. And that punt reaches 50 yards. And the 49ers will take over deep on their own side. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Running for the first time with Joe Mixon. And he'll fight for what he can to the 15. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. They send a man in motion. On the give, it's Garindo. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that third down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. A give to Mixon up the middle. Still working past the 40. And they'll finally get him at the 47-yard line. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on the broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
Now a give to Garindo. And he could only get a lone yard. Took a couple of guys to haul him down near the line.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. This time it's a passing play. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Reek Woolen with the INT. And it's a touchdown as he brings it back for the pick 6.
That's your defensive player of the year.
They'll set up here for the point after.
Don't even try it, league.
Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Seahawks tie this game 7-7.
Don't even try to find a way.
A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away.
I don't want to hear no Luke Van Ness. I don't want to hear no. And then it's stuck on 15 sacks for like weeks. It's consistent. Point production.
1st and 10 now from the 30. This is Garindo. And he's brought down for a loss. All right, here we go. 2nd down. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Connects on the crosser. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a 31-yard play. And that's a 49er 1st down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Pass play now. Diving right side, got it! And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And it brings up a San Francisco 1st down. Now Garindo. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Here's a throw. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball. Incomplete.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT.
He dealt with the right person.
But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
I want to come out in nickel. I mean dime, but I get the strong feeling that he might just run the ball and just be like, yeah, I can get.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
Moody knocks it through. And that's going to break our tie and give him a 3-point advantage.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. But that's 3 points, and it's enough to give him the lead.
Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30.
I don't have so much depth. Some of my stars might end up in the game.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Short pass brought in. Give them an even 10 yards on the play. And the Seahawks will have a 1st down.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns. He puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. To throw it on 1st down. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws.
I mean, he's playing bump coverage in the zone. I mean, I don't
protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. 2nd and 10 now. Connects with Mechie. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. Third and just 2 to go. Back to throw now. Hauled in left side. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
First and 10 now from the 30. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he goes out approaching that 10-yard line. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. This is a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there. Oh, that is going to haunt him. A drop touchdown in the end zone. We'll see how good his mental toughness is if he can move past it quickly and make an impact for them later.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. They are throwing it again. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Seattle. The Seahawks take the lead just before halftime. That one right down the middle. And the Seahawks take a 4-point lead. On now is Dixon to kick this one away. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Beginning a new drive here, but just 16 seconds to go before halftime. To throw here on first down. Incomplete pass, and we're down to 12 seconds remaining. That one firmly denied by the man in coverage. And now it's second down.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. They're throwing it. And that is incomplete. 8 seconds left now.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Looking to throw. Got for big yards on the right side. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs.
Field goal range.
One last play before the break. A final throw before the break. And he's not going to get something done. They take him down. So that's how our first half's going to end.
Yeah,
a momentum-building play for their defense. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. On now is Dixon to kick this one away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Throwing off the play fake here. Looking for a target. Tries to lob that one up, and it's intercepted. Reek Woolen with the INT. And the Seahawks take possession of the football. And it doesn't matter who gets that ball to start the second half because he picks it off on the very first play.
I wonder at halftime, down there in that locker room on the whiteboard, if that defensive coaching staff just said simply, go get the ball. It's exactly what they do, and it totally changes the complexion of this second half.
Play action on first down. Completed over the middle. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
On first down, they'll run. And he's able to drive them forward into the red zone. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Back-to-back carries here. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Back to throw. And this is caught. It's a Seattle touchdown. The Seahawks push their lead further to start the half. They're out to try and tack on the extra point. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Seahawks drive their...
I'm so aggravated because Brad has been missing all these. Brad has been missing a lot of these throws. He'd have overthrew that.
On now is Dixon to kick this one away. Johnson with a return here. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Now begin with a run by Mixon. And it took a couple of guys to haul him down there after a gain of just 1.
These are the kind of runs, Kate, that just soften up a defense. Keep working on them. Keep working on them. And eventually you're going to break one of those counters for even bigger yardage.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Off the play fake, he'll throw. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. Looked like a bit of a concentration drop on that one.
Good job with this one because I had you go outside and you almost still got beat.
To see one dropped unless there's a hit involved.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Setting up a throw. That finds Ayuk, complete. And he reaches the 35 before going out.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
And he'll have this fair catch right along the 25. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And it'll be Seahawks football. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. The drive will start with a run by Charbonnet. And they needed more than one defender there. Powerful runner stopped for just 1 yard.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Dropping back to throw. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along their route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. He'll throw it. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
And they bring him down to put a stop to that return. And after the punch, the offense comes out onto the field. And it's going to be their football coming up. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Now give to Gurindo, running left. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. They'll run here with Gurindo. And he'll get it up to the 27. Only a yard on the play. An improvement on their last one, but that brings up 3rd and 9. Throwing from the gun here. Diving, it looks close. They say he caught it. That's 16 on the pickup.
I hate those plays.
And that's a 49er 1st down.
It should be. Just make
When you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. And without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down.
Good job,
Two on
guys.
the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
That's a pretty good stop on 1st down. This defense now gets a chance to dictate, and that's what all the great defenses want to do, Kate. They want to dictate it on their terms and not just be reacting to what the offense is always doing.
From the gun, Gurindo. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting
Not
brought
falling
down.
for those little stop and goes.
1 yard on the run, so just 3 yards across those last 2 carries. It's 3rd and 7.
I don't think he's playing a serious game, but hey. If I wasn't playing away, I'd probably be losing.
Now looking to throw. Oh, brother, it's another interception. And the Seahawks get it back after making their 3rd first-half interception.
And what a huge bonus on top of the takeaway. Not only did you steal the possession, but you immediately, Kate, flip this field and give your teammates a golden opportunity to punch it in for 6. And if they score quickly, well, it'll put that opposing offense right back out there still.
And he gets in. Touchdown. The Seahawks pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Zach Charbonnet with the touchdown. Now they'll try to knock the extra point through. The point after splits the uprights. And the Seahawks push their lead to 18. On now is Dixon to kick this one away. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. On the carry, it's Gurindo. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
Hey, look, any run of this size is going to wound the defense. If you get this game going right at the heart of their defense, you start to break their will and break their pride.
First and 10 from the 41. Gurindo running between the tackles. And he drives it up past the 45. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Here's 2nd and 5. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's able to cross midfield before going out.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage, and
we get a timeout here taken by the 49ers. That's going to be their first. May still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. First and 10. Ball set up at the 48. Handoff headed right. It's Garindo. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
It's Mixon on 2nd down. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Let him run the clock.
Down by a comfortable margin right there. Remember that play call.
He's not actually trying to win anyway.
It'll be a money play for them the next time they're in a similar spot.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. On the ground again with Mixon. And he's going to take this down inside the 25 before being stopped.
Like he's up.
Even 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
Sure, a whole lot of noise to sort through up the middle, but by the time he figured everything out, he was able to hit them for a decent gain.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Hey, look, in the right situation, you catch a team off guard. Well, this could be a tremendous play for some big yards. But in the wrong situation, you get hit in the mouth right behind the line of scrimmage.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Trying an inside give to Garindo. And he gets this forward to the 19. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
Calm, cool, collected from this offense. Love to see it. No tunnel vision on what down it was. Just focused on executing the play in front of them.
To the line we go. They're set 1st and 10. Motion man sent left. Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, a give to Mixon. And he's brought down for a loss.
Oh,
this coordinator
trying
to show some trust and belief in his offense. A run after a negative run? Well, you lose a lot of equity and belief in that coordinator. I don't think he's going to try a 3rd run after back-to-back negative losses.
Here he is on 3rd and long. And got his man. That's a San Francisco touchdown. The 49ers get it back to within 2 possessions. On is Moody for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the 49ers make it an 11-point ball game. Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. Return starts at the 3. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. This is Charbonnet heading right. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Hand off to the back. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Just 1 yard on the carry, though. It's 3rd and 7 now. He's dropping back to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. So they're left with 4th down here. They bring on the punt team, and they get this kick away. Takes it in at the 26. And some nice running on that return. He gets it up past the 35. The kicking team got downfield quickly there. He didn't manage much on the return. And it'll be their football. The 49ers find themselves in a great spot to start this drive. 1st and 10 coming up. Staying between the tackles with Mixon. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4. From the 42. He puts everything behind this one. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. And the Seahawks have it after forcing his 4th INT of the day.
4 picks, 1 game. Yeah, I get it. They've not all been his fault. But it isn't any easier to stomach. For the sake of his mental game, I think it's about time to limit things to short, easy passes or simply take him off this field altogether.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
His goal's pretty clear, Kate. Crash forward and then crash inside. Set that edge, but if you can come inside and bury that runner before it gets started, all the better.
So we're down to the 2-minute warning here from Seattle. Seahawks getting closer to their 13th win of the season. Offense to the line for 2nd down. They'll try and throw it here. Pass complete to Mechie. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field. Okay, time for the defense to think about getting that ball back, and this is where you've got to conserve every second. Got to expect a timeout coming any moment now. They could stop the clock now if they choose. In the final moments of the game, every second counts. If you're going to call a timeout, you want to be right next to that official to signal it in just as that knee goes down.
Setting up for the kneel down on 3rd. So several thousand 12th men and women cheering as the Seahawks win at home.
Okay, Burton, you played a good game. You threw the ball well. The receivers, y'all didn't really play that much all season. And y'all came out and y'all played good. So I'll give y'all that much. And 12 for 21. Took care of the ball. McGriddle, Kittle, no catches. That's when you know he not trying. When Kittle don't got no catches, when none of his tight ends got catches, he got injured. But Kittle 0. Yeah, okay. I want to send that 2 more than 2 more. That will. Let's see, where is that? I'm trying to figure out how. I don't know how Brad squeezed in here, but. Puts him at the top. Now will the league give it to him? Who knows? Damn, Norris, you fell short. It'd been nice.